Who's Peter Parker? Um, what's going on, everyone?
Wow.
Welcome back to Wars in the Stars, episode 48. Alex and I were just discussing. We weren't, but now we are. Who's Peter Parker, bro?
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Peter Parker. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wars in the Stars. Today, we got a busy show. It was going to be busy before the Doctor Strange 2 trailer dropped. We did talk a little bit about it and our Spider-Man No Way Home review, but I think we'll give a more in-depth thought of the trailer today. Pretty interesting stuff, pretty juicy movie, definitely throwing us off, but yeah, we get to actually talk about a live-action Star Wars show, Alex.
I
Wow.
know. I know. I almost forgot it was happening.
Yeah, I know. I will say the marketing has been decent for it.
Yeah, it actually surprisingly has.
Shout out Lucasfilm there.
No premiere though. Really weird.
No premiere was pushed back due to COVID. It seems like everyone in the world is simultaneously getting it. Crazy stuff, man. Alex got it, and then Omicron came, and the rest of the world went to shit, man. Everybody's getting it, but there is one positive to it. Seemingly, it's not as deadly, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But it is contagious. So hopefully we can get through this, man. Because I just want normal life back. But
Running 2
anyways,
years in a global pandemic.
crazy. It just feels weird. It does feel weird. I started my vacation today. Alex has been on break for what, like 20 days already? Like,
No, let's see. It was the day Spider-Man No Way Home came out, so I'm approaching a week.
nice.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we're gonna talk about the Hawkeye finale and just give our overall thoughts on the show. I've been kind of a staunch critic of the show. I'll let the bow and arrow guy go first. The archer
Wrongfully.
guy.
Wrongfully wrong.
The archer guy. You go first. Talk about what you thought of this episode overall and what you thought of the show overall.
This episode was great. There was I will say this. It was my favorite finale so far.
I know you're not. I know you're gonna disagree with this because I remember this conversation specifically. You hated the Loki finale because it was just like
It was
30
just talk.
minutes
It
of
was
dialogue.
that's it. It was exposition dump the entire episode.
I'm gonna say it's probably my favorite because it doesn't have anything super
I'll,
problematic to me. Like
I'll
I'll
say
get
this.
into that. I'll
I
get
know.
into it later.
I know what you're gonna say, so I'll talk about it now.
Okay.
Kingpin, a little underwhelming, but the comics that this is based off, he's not dead. Stop crying on the internet. They didn't kill him off. You don't kill Kingpin that easily.
Okay. What do you think about the show overall? Do you think it's the best of the Disney Plus Marvel?
It's my favorite, but I don't think it's the best. I think Loki's still the best.
My king. My
Yeah.
king, bro. My
I
king.
Loki just consistently was good.
Yeah.
Hawkeye had a lot of dips, especially at the beginning. A lot of the story arcs were randomly dropped. I'm still not like what is going on with the Jack storyline? Oh, looks like we'll never figure it out. So who cares?
Right.
All of a sudden he's a good guy fighting with Hawkeye and whatnot. Like when not only like 3 episodes ago he had him held to the neck by a sword.
Right. I will say, like, I was thoroughly impressed with how this finale kind of wrapped him up. I guess wrapped
Yeah.
up almost. I think it did a good job wrapping up and setting up Maya's arc for Echo. I think it did a good job with Yelena. I did cry during that scene, man. That was a great scene when she did the whistling thing. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
man, that got me. That got me. By the way, Florence Pugh just she
Kills it.
steals every scene. She steals every scene she's in, and I thought
Every performance.
12th floor. What floor is he on? 12th.
Yeah. And I like that little conversation in the elevator where she like keeps trying to press all the buttons. She's just like, stop.
And then she slaps her in the face.
She's like, what was that?
Oh, yeah. And then presses all the buttons. It was so good. Their chemistry. I want a show with them.
Yeah, I was talking to some of my friends earlier, and they think Yelena is
Oh no. Did I lose him? No. Alex, come back. We lost him. Okay, you're back. You're back.
okay. Okay, I don't know what happened.
You died on me for a second. You
So
were talking about
what I
yeah.
was saying is my friends theorize that Yelena will join the Young Avengers, but I don't agree with that theory. Number one, in the comics, she doesn't become a Young Avenger, and it also just wouldn't make sense. So far, the oldest Young Avenger we have is Kate, and she's like what 22.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the youngest Young Avengers are like 3 days old, so I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
that is true. That is so true. That is so true. And Yelena's got to be like older than that, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's. Hold on, I got to do some research. How old was Natasha Romanoff when she died?
Oh, wasn't
N-
Yelena like a couple years younger than
Yelena was like 3 years younger than Natasha, and Natasha was 39. So Yelena's like 36.
there's no way she's that old, bro. She's
How
got to be the
old is
Oh,
Yelena Belova?
well, she did blip.
Yeah, but
So
her age
31.
didn't change. Um, let me control F
Damn, she's the
age.
hottest 30-year-old I've ever seen. Wow. Damn.
Wow, that's rude.
Sheesh. How's that rude?
Calling her old.
If she's 30 canonically, she's a baddie. She's a
But like, okay. Um, the only baddie that we should be talking about is Baddie Brant.
right, right. At the Daily Bugle, right? Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
Ned. Sorry.
yeah.
Uh, we're gonna speed past it. No. But I
Yeah.
don't think she joins the Young Avengers either. I kind of
Well,
think so.
too old.
Scarlett Johansson said she's producing a Marvel movie. She talked about in the interview. I think it's a Black Widow too.
Yeah.
I think she just gets her own solo film because I think she's like Florence Pugh steals like she
You.
might be the best addition this year to the
Yes.
MCU by far.
Yeah. And I looked it up. Elena was born in 1988, which puts her at 33 years old, unblipped in 2021. So the show is set in 2023. So she's about 37 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
I think she's fantastic. Like I said, but
Yes, every scene she's in, she just steals it. It's not even a competition. If you share a scene with Yelena, except in that last scene that she had with Clint, oh, and every scene with Kate, so good.
I gotta say this.
Okay,
This is my one complaint of the show. Clint's not the best character in his own show. Kind of
but
sucks.
if you think about it, it's not his show; it's Kate's show.
Which sucks.
I don't agree. So Clint is my favorite Avenger. I don't think it sucks at all.
I don't think the show adds really anything to Clint's character. I
Oh,
really
hard disagree.
I think it adds
This characterized Clint, in my opinion, more than Age of Ultron did. And you know how much I love his characterization in that movie.
it's just I mean I like the stuff with him making the bows and stuff, the bow and arrows. That was cool. Like I get it. He's a family man. Like
No, my thing with this is like we got to see essentially PTSD with Clint. Like
that, yeah, I
not
will agree.
not PTSD where he's like, having Tony Stark Iron Man 3 PTSD where he's like falling on the ground. He's just like every time he sees something that reminds him, everything around him goes silent, and he basically becomes deaf when it all happens.
Right.
And one of my favorite scenes, it's easily it's in my top 10 for favorite scenes, is in episode 5 of Hawkeye when he goes to the 2012 Avengers Memorial and he basically talks to it like it's Natasha's grave
Right.
and all that. It's my favorite scene. It characterizes him so much that he's still thinking about her every single day. And even though Yelena is out to kill him, he at least wants to put a few words at Natasha's essentially grave, public grave.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like it's the same Clint with a little extra flavor on it, right? That's just the way I view it. I like the character a lot. I think Jeremy Renner was great, especially in his episode. Like that scene was very emotional with Yelena. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
Um, Clint's like a hard nosed type of character that anytime you see emotion from him, it's supposed to be an impactful moment because he's a spy, he's an assassin. He's not supposed to show emotion. So I thought that was great, but I want to get into something I got to complain about. And listen, I know there's a comic, but coming into this episode, most of the people didn't know there was a comic, so you would assume that he was dead, right? Kingpin when he shot.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, really? Because we talked about it afterwards. I'm like, they killed him? Like what? I feel like it's too early to kind of do that storyline, in my opinion, where like now he's blind, and I believe he gets reconstructive surgery, and he's like unblind. I
I
think that
I don't think it's too late. I think here's the thing: is we know Kingpin has been at least in control of New York basically for at least 5 years because
right,
Ronan was after him during the blip. And we know that probably the guy that Clint kills in Endgame was probably the one thing in the way before he went to go stop Kingpin.
yeah,
And then Natasha showed up. So it's like we still have a lot of story with him. And Charlie Cox is in the MCU now. So
right,
um, you know, you gotta I gotta think about it like this: that I don't care that much about Kingpin. I didn't care if they killed him off in this episode, knowing about it. I didn't care about him in the Netflix TV show because I didn't watch it all the way through. So I don't care. It didn't personally affect me. Now, granted, if this was like in place in terms like if this was Thanos or something, like obviously, yeah, that's different. He is a galactic threat basically.
right.
But this is Kingpin. It's a very New York based thing. And I guarantee they're either gonna in another Daredevil show or movie, or they're gonna give him over to Spider-Man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I just for me,
And
it's like, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, and this was I don't know about you. I saw this. It was always heavily promoted as the season finale.
Hmm.
So a season 2 is almost definitely confirmed by this point. I can't think because Falcon and the Winter Soldier was, as far as I'm aware, confirmed as a miniseries. WandaVision was a miniseries.
Right.
Loki got a confirmed season 2 in its credits. Which, by the way, let's talk about the post-credit scene. It's my favorite post-credit scene of all time because of how bad it is.
It's just like an ultimate like meta joke. Like,
Literally everybody said after episode 1, I want a full cut of Rogers the Musical. What is it actually? And then we actually got it. And
but
everyone
it's
was
the end of the show.
it's the end. It's the last part of the show. And when that old guy showed up, I was like, "Oh my God, is that Steve Rogers? Like, are we gonna figure out like what's going on?" And then he started singing, and
Dude,
it felt like the ultimate Rickroll of all time.
I was watching it. I'm like, this is not. Am I watching the right thing? I was like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
And then because I thought they were gonna pan over and show someone in the crowd, like I don't know, Charlie Cox, Peter Parker, literally anyone, Yelena, anyone.
I have something to share. So a scooper online, My Time to Shine. Hello, she's basically leaked the whole plot of Spider-Man. I'm surprised Feige hasn't gotten to her yet. This was the post-credit scene plan.
There's a plan. Matt Murdock have a cameo, and there's a plan to make Eleanor Bishop Madam Mask.
They didn't follow through with it.
Yeah. So I can, by the way, like, it's almost guaranteed that
Nice
Hawkeye
voice
season.
crack.
No, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
My voice is really raspy. Do I sound congested? I feel congested.
No, you sound good.
Not COVID congested. Okay, I just got over that. But I think I think I'm dying. Okay, I think I'm dying again. I think the biggest thing is that I think season 2 of the show is going to focus on Kate, and this is when I think season 2 is going to happen. I think it's going to happen after the next big Avengers team up movie, and this is my big prediction. Okay, I think Wanda. Okay, this is my big outline, so you need to follow along.
Of
Wanda,
Phase 4. This is your big Phase 4 pick
phase 4, phase
prediction.
5, whatever.
Okay. I'm
I
sitting back.
think
I'm all ears. I'm
I
gonna
think
actually get comfortable, man.
I think Wanda is going to solidify herself as a villain in Multiverse of Madness, right? We can agree on that. And then I think what she's going to do is she's going to try to rewrite reality again, just like she does in the Avengers storyline, where she rewrites reality and that ends up killing a bunch of the Avengers. She kills Hawkeye, she kills Ant-Man, she killed someone else too. She killed someone else. She killed 3 main Avengers. Um, and I think that is what season 2 is going to be about, is a setup for Young Avengers. Because I think at this point right now, we're way beyond the obvious that they're setting up Young Avengers. But I think the bad guy of season 2 of Hawkeye, when Kate is the central character, the full central, is going to be Eleanor Bishop as Madame Mask.
Okay. So
And then, hold on. And then she's going to go back to working with Kingpin, and then it will branch off into a Daredevil movie or TV show.
I like this theory. So let me ask. Do you think
Okay.
Clint then dies if Wanda rewrites reality, and you think Kate wants to get some? Do you
Not
think
re-
Kate? Do you
not
think
revenge.
not revenge against Wanda, but do you think Kate will be so upset that she dons her own Ronin suit?
I think it will cause Kate to spiral, and she'll become Ronin again. Now, at the end of the show, Clint did burn the Ronin suit, but if I'm aware, in the comics, he had multiple suits, like different variations of it.
Yeah, like Kate
Not
could
that,
make her own
yeah,
suit. Like yeah.
and also not to
Plus,
mention, I
people
think,
don't know it's burned. People
yeah,
don't know that.
I think also a big thing is, um, I think also what will happen is when the Young Avengers do form, because it was a big revelation in the Young Avengers comics. I just finished it yesterday. That when Billy and Tommy find out that they're related and that they're the souls of Thomas and William Maximoff, it's a big deal for them. But I think that would be a huge thing because, like, to have Billy and Kate kind of be the Iron Man and Captain America, like, they love each other. They're going to be good friends, but there's always going to be that bitterness between them. Like, hey, like your mother, like, kind of like killed my mentor, like the person who basically, like, at the end of the show adopted her. Um,
Right.
so
So
yeah,
with the Young Avengers, I kind of want to segue into this conversation. So correct me if I'm wrong. The reason the Young Avengers form is because the Avengers are on like hiatus, right?
hold
Tony's
on.
like goes broke. Doesn't Tony
Oh
go
no,
broke?
no. So what happens is, basically Iron Lad travels to the past. Um, he reboots the Vision, or he goes there to find the Avengers, but then he's just like, oh, what the hell happened to the Avengers? Um, basically, they're still recovering from what happened with Wanda and whatnot, so they're on the
Is this
low.
off of House of M that they're recovering from?
I'm not 100% sure, but basically, they're still recovering from Ant-Man and Hawkeye's death and whatnot, and so. And I'm pretty sure this also all happens after the Civil War comics.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm not 100% on that. I'm not 100% on comics timeline. Um, and so he goes to the past to get the Avengers. He finds out that they're not fully together and whatnot. So he finds out in the Vision that he has the Young Avengers initiative, that in the event that the Avengers were to die, the next generation would take over, and that would be Wiccan, Kate, Patriot, Hulkling, and Cassie. That was the main 5 group. And then they found out that there were more kids on the list. Thomas Shepard was one of them. Um, trying to remember because there was a bunch of them. I have a list of all of them right here, of who me and my friends think are going to be the Young Avengers. So um, let me give you my list, okay? And you tell me if you think they'll be in the Young Avengers team.
Okay.
And there's going to be one of them you're going to be like, no way. But there, me and my friends talked about it, and we think we think there's on good grounds that it could happen.
Okay.
Wiccan and Speed, obviously,
Definitely, yeah.
already introduced in WandaVision and whatnot.
100%.
Hawkeye, aka Kate Bishop, she's like
Yep.
she's like the leader of the group. So
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
Patriot, aka
Yep.
Elijah Bradley.
Yep.
Which, by the way, his story is actually so sad in the Young Avengers comics. I don't want to spoil too much, but he basically lies to the group about having the super soldier serum and then injects himself with a serum that like F's him
Makes
up.
him crazy. Yeah.
Not makes him crazy, but it's basically like he gave himself a drug addiction.
Oh, that's wow.
Because he wanted more of it. It was crazy.
I don't think that's a storyline they go with in the MCU, but we'll see.
Definitely not. And then we'll have Stature, aka Cassie Lang.
Yeah. She's in Ant-Man 3, so
Yep. And then we'll have American Chavez, which she's in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. She's not in the original group. She's way longer down in their future as the Young Avengers.
Yes. Yes, now that I think of it, yes.
Yeah. Hulkling, which he's rumored to appear in either the Marvels or Secret Invasion. Which
probably.
His story is by far the most interesting in the comics.
Doesn't he date one of them?
He dates Wiccan.
Yeah.
They're the first openly gay couple in the MCU. Which, by the way, has one of my favorite comic panels of all time. I sent you it. When they're going to open up to about being Young Avengers. And they're just like, Teddy, you're always welcome as our son-in-law. And they're just like, that's not what we came here about.
But sure, like, what the heck?
Yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, first of all, I'm asking about Hulkling. When do you think they'll be introduced? Do you think he'll be in Secret Invasion or in the Marvels?
Secret Invasion seems like a wild show. There's like spies and shit, and like we don't even know half the Skrulls in it. So I would say probably that because Hulkling's a Skrull, right? Yeah.
The big case for him being in the Marvels is the fact that Captain Marvel was with the Kree for so long, and they were fighting the Skrulls, and Teddy is half Kree, half Skrull, which creates the second Kree-Skrull war, which was crazy, by the way. It was awesome.
I have no idea what happens. Yeah, that's.
I'll tell you after because there's a lot that goes down. Okay. So Hulkling, and then there is Kamala Khan. She'll be introduced in her own TV show.
Yeah.
Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. She'll be in Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
And then the one where there's a good argument for someone else to take this spot. However, after discussing it, it makes more sense. Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Now, the argument is that me and my friends are talking about is Peter is still young. He's like 19 by the end of No Way Home. So why replace him with Miles when Miles at the point in the comics, Peter's like in his 30s when he's training Miles. Miles is still like a teenager when he's being taught, or in his 20s. But the argument is I think they're gonna take Tom out of the MCU and give him transport him to a new universe.
Okay, so my thing is so this gets into a weird discussion, right? Because I'm 100% on the team that Andrew's gonna get new movies. So what the fuck does that? What universe is he in then? Morbius. Where are all these villains?
Yeah.
So there's so much going on there that I could see it, but I feel like it's becoming so convoluted that they're gonna want to keep Tom as the MCU Spidey. I think Miles is definitely gonna be introduced.
Yeah, and I think that because I was on the disagreeing side, I said that Tom would be the Young Avengers Spider-Man, but then they also brought up the point that Peter, before No Way Home, is an Avenger. Like he was an official Avengers member,
right?
Because Tony recruited him and whatnot. But it's just but
That's all
They don't.
changed now.
But yeah, I was like, but they don't remember that. Strange doesn't remember that. Which, by the way, I have a secret theory that Strange didn't cast a spell on himself. He casted it on everyone but himself.
And
Because
that's
I
why
got
the multiverse still opens.
Yep. Because I think that he didn't go through with it fully. He wanted. Still think he thinks he's the sorcerer supreme. It's Wong. Respect Wong. If you
Yeah,
don't, we have problems.
I could see Miles. I think it'd be really interesting if they have Miles the leader as the Avengers and Tom as the leader of the Avengers.
Yeah, and
I
I
think that'd
think
be really interesting.
and I think the other because I know if people know about the Young Avengers, they're like, oh my gosh, you left out one of the biggest members, Kid Loki, who
Right.
we meet in Loki is one of the other main Young Avengers. But if you actually know the story, he's not really a member of the team. Almost the entire time he's on the team, he tries to steal Wiccan's powers. Like
Yeah.
his entire tenure on the team is him stealing powers, and he ends up becoming a villain to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like he would be a perfect first villain for them.
Right. Like he's a part of the team,
Yeah,
but
it'd
then
be
he
like
betrays them.
it'd be like the perfect safe move because we've had Loki before, Thor the Dark World, Ragnarok, Avengers, all that stuff. Um, so it's
Now,
safe because you're using Loki, but it's a different idea because you're having a mole inside the team.
right. And Loki starts off as a good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Um,
and then we
do
could
you
get
think it will? Do you think it will
uh,
be a series of movies or a Disney Plus series?
I couldn't justify movies. I think I think I've told you this. I think the future of like comic book stuff and movies in general, I think it's just all going to go to TV shows. You can flesh people out so much better through that. And another big
And
thing
just
I
have the
have,
massive like No Way Home,
yeah,
Multiverse of Madness type events in
yeah,
theaters. Yeah,
exactly. Because let me honestly ask you this: would you rather have the Marvels be a TV show or a movie?
TV show. I Alex, I would much rather have one or two maybe MCU films a year. So like have No Way Home, and then
Mm.
next year have um Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and then the year after that, I guess you could say like you could keep Guardians. I don't know. Keep the team movies, and then every individual character just make it a TV show.
You can
Make
just
the yeah,
you can just flesh people out better in a TV show.
and the quality is only going to get better on television with the
Yeah,
volume and the technology.
exactly. And so my big thing is I would rather have it be a TV show. And then an even better idea that I would have, you know how much I love the Arrowverse release orders where you have Monday I think was Supergirl, Wednesday was Arrow, and Friday was the Flash. And I
Right.
think we should have something like that where Monday is like and you can have the Young Avengers,
Oh,
like
I like this.
you can have, for
I
instance,
like this.
start them off on a movie. Have them all be introduced in their own TV shows. Kate and Hawkeye, Wiccan and Speed and WandaVision. You know where I'm going with this. And then have it branch off into three different shows. Wiccan and Speed, which would have the main characters be Wiccan, Speed, and Hulkling. Then you could have Hawkeye be
Kate
Kate, Cassie, because Kate and Cassie are best friends in the comics. So you can have them as the main characters because we know because in Hawkeye episode 6, he says that he needs to go talk to Scott about the arrows.
Yeah.
Bam, you have an easy connection right there between Cassie and Kate. Then you can branch off into another movie and have something like the Americas with Patriot and American Chavez. You'd already have a Miss Marvel TV show and whatnot. And who
Right.
knows if Miles or even Peter Parker is going to be the Spider-Man of the team.
Right.
So you have it all right there on a silver platter, and then have like big crossovers, like have Battle Against Loki, episode 1, or hour 1, Battle Against Loki, hour 2, and then Battle Against Loki, hour 3, the finale.
Just told from different perspectives. Yeah, I like it.
Exactly.
I like it.
Focusing on different parts. Because yes, you can make a 3-hour movie, but then people are just going to have to be certain focuses. Like, let's say Patriot's the leader of the team. He's going to be the focus of the movie because
Right.
he's the leader. Like Like Cap is the focus of, or Iron Man's the focus of almost every Avengers movie. He's the leader of the team, or
Right.
he's the big guy of the team. But if you have a Wiccan and Speed show, you can really focus on them, and then you can really focus on Billy's perspective, because if they go off of the comic where he tries to steal his power, you can see how it's affecting him the most. And then you can see how is it affecting Kate and Cassie? And then how is
Right.
it affecting Patriot and American Chavez?
Yeah, I like it.
So it's
Uh,
like right there, you have all the seeds planted to do this.
yeah. So to kind of segue back into Hawkeye now, and we'll wrap up this conversation here kind of soon. There's a big theory online that since spoilers for No Way Home, Peter's got his apartment right outside of Rockefeller Square. By the way, how is my man gonna pay for rent? Does not have a job.
I don't know.
Yo, by the way, yo, Tony, these people should be set for life. Okay,
Yeah.
Tony,
Also,
bro,
yeah. Why, if you're an Avenger, you should have like free money.
why are you in a scummy apartment? Why?
I don't know.
Why? Why? I get you want to do the same, thing we did with the other spy, but why? Why? His mentor was literally a gazillionaire. Like he had everything.
Exactly.
Um, but anyways, we see. By the way, the suit looks much better with the HD quality looks. I don't know if you've seen him. The suit looks
Mm.
really good.
It doesn't look that good still, but it looks better.
I disagree. I think it's the best Spider-Man suit.
The logo looks awful.
Okay, well, you're a hater. So,
Sorry.
but he's obviously swinging outside of Rockefeller Square during the time of Hawkeye, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna be in
No,
Hawkeye."
and let me say, if you actually thought that they were gonna do that, those were your expectations were not met because of that. It's almost like, oh my gosh, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Right. Listen, it's a good theory. There's a lot of stuff that lines up, but
Yeah.
practically, they're not going to waste Tom's appearance in a movie because Tom's supposed to appear in one more MCU film that's not a solo film.
One team up movie.
They're not going to waste on a scene in Hawkeye. I'm sorry, they're just not going to do that because
No.
he would just overshadow anything else that was happening.
Exactly. People wouldn't care about the Kingpin drama. They'd be like, oh my god, Spider-Man.
Right.
Spider-Menace is swinging through. It's like,
I mean,
come
you
on
could
now.
just like people are like, well, why wasn't he like there helping the fight? It's New York is a massive city. You could
Not
be like
only,
he's
yeah.
anywhere else.
Not
He's
only
anywhere
that,
else.
literally, you could make that about any movie. Where was Iron
Right.
Man during Winter Soldier? Where was Thor? Where was Hulk? Where was Natasha? Where was Clint? It's not their story, so they weren't there.
Right. Yeah. Superheroes gotta get their rest, man.
Yeah,
Come on
and
now.
it's almost like, wow, this wasn't a Spider-Man TV show. It's almost like he's getting his own for that. Just focus on. Can you imagine who the Spider-Man TV show is going to focus on, Drew?
I assume Spider-Man.
I think it's going to focus on Iron Man.
Yeah, I do. By the way,
Which,
I didn't even notice this in the movie. Did you see that they did an Iron Boy Jr. cover?
yeah,
That's so funny.
meta jokes, meta jokes.
That's so
Also,
funny.
by the way, let me ask you. Sorry to go off topic here. Do you think we're going to see Tony Stark in the freshman year thing?
Ah,
And I think he'll be voiced by the person who did him in What If.
now I think the end scene of that show could be like, like Tony knocking on his door before he goes in Civil War. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying, right? Yeah, that's could be the end scene, and that's like how we see Tony. Or like Tony watching film on him because it's like still weird to me that Tony even knows that. Like, I mean, it's not weird because it's probably
yeah,
very public who Spider-Man is at this point.
yeah.
But yeah, like something like that, or we could see a scene where Tony figures out who it is,
Yeah.
within the suit.
That's honestly my most intriguing thing is how did he figure out that Peter Parker was Spider-Man?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
What
Crazy.
what if? What? Hear me out. What if Norman Osborn has already been introduced in the MCU? We just don't know it. Peter already knows who Norman is. Oscorp already exists. Norman was friends with Tony. Norman knew who Peter was.
I'm grasping at straws, my guy.
I am grasping at straws here, but it would make sense.
You're gonna, because then the question be, okay, well, who? Why was Peter surprised by Otto saying Osborne? It's almost like that'd be Peter's first time hearing that word.
Right. Yeah, good point. Good point. I didn't even think. My bad.
And
My bad here.
Norman even said that Oscorp doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah. Yeah. Never mind then. Which by the way, I can't wait to see his reaction when it like somebody made a meme like Peter's reaction when on the first day of class his roommate is
Yeah,
Harry Osborn and his lab partner's Gwen Stacy and his teacher's Dr. Connors.
and he's writing a paper on Doc Ock
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be
about
so good.
writing about sand and whatnot and
Right.
electrical particles.
Have you seen the memes about Lizard? Like everyone else has like their motives, and then it's just like Lizard is just a walk-in
No,
CGI.
did you know we actually had 6 members of the Sinister Six in that movie?
We
We
did.
had we had Electro, Sandman, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Lizard, and Tree.
Yeah, tree.
He didn't
Tree.
get. Did he get? What universe did he go back to?
I don't know, man. I don't know what universe he went back to.
I think he was. I think he was the Venom of his universe.
Somebody made a great video. It was like the villains of Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's green. It's like you use your eyes and your mouth, and it's Green Goblin. Like, yeah, I want to kill Spider-Man. Electro's like, yeah, I agree. And then it's just like Sandman's just like, I have a daughter.
I have a daughter, and I need to go back to her.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, to wrap up my Hawkeye thoughts, I didn't think the show was great. I thought it was good. I think it was slightly around the Falcon and the Winter Soldier level. Um, I will say,
Let's rank real fast after we're done talking about Hawkeye. Let's rank the MCU projects for the year.
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that since they're all done now.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the finale. Didn't love it. It's gonna get an 8 out of 10 for me, and the show will probably get like a 7.5, 8. That was solid. It wasn't great. I think my two favorite episodes were 3 and 5. Um, I'm really excited to see what they do with the Echo character. Um, by the way, shout out to that owl. Shout out to the owl, man. Shout out to the owl in that episode. Uh, yeah, I'm excited to see more Kingpin. I thought he was a menace against Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
That scene was great. Dude gets hit by a car, lives, blows up, lives.
Let's also we should have a conversation about the biggest menace villains of all time.
Oh, Green Goblin.
Joker. Joker is a fucking menace, bro.
He is.
He literally, trigger warning. He attempts to SA Black Canary in front of the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Like, man. And he also SAs Jason Todd casually. Like, he says
It just does it.
He doesn't care.
I mean, but I'm talking like movie wise, like, bro, I'm telling you, when I was in the theater and I saw it, and I saw William Dafoe getting punched in the face, maniacally laughing, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. And then he basically blames Peter for May's death.
Dude just body slams Peter through 4 floors. I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy, yeah. He took some more Oscorp shit before traveling through the multiverse.
Yeah, like, where were all those pumpkin bombs at?
Right.
Where were they? I mean,
right. By the way, I feel like he just got way stronger too. Like I'm like
stronger.
Like what happened?
Like, let's also take in mind that Spider-Man was able to go toe to toe with Captain America, even Bucky Barnes.
I feel like you could make a case that Norman has a chance of beating Cap.
Yes, and Bucky, like a well-known assassin, and Captain America. Like, you have to think, Peter
the deadliest assassin ever. Like, he's killed like everyone in history.
Like, you have to think, Peter has the strength of 5 super soldiers, and that man was getting bodied by Green Goblin.
Yes.
Like, at that case, I have to say, does Norman have the power of 5 super soldiers?
I feel like he does, man. I feel like whatever that shit was, man. Like when you travel through the multiverse, like something happens, man.
Good soup.
Yeah, yeah, good.
All right,
Yeah.
let's rank these projects. You want
No,
me to
no,
go
no.
first?
Wrap up. Give your
Oh,
thoughts on Hawkeye, and then we'll do it.
you already said it. 8 out of 10. My favorite MCU show, but not the best. Still behind Loki. Best
Oh,
episode?
by the way, do you think we get any content with Mockingbird?
No.
I think we do
Maybe in the season 2 of Clint Alive, we'll
at
get
some point.
flashbacks. But
Which, by the way, it's brought up the whole canon debate. Fuck you if you're debating about it. Really, who
no,
cares?
Agents of Shield is not canon. It never
Who
was.
cares?
Shut the fuck up. Neither was the Netflix verse.
Who
Go to bed.
cares? Who
Go to bed.
cares either way? Who cares either way? Who really cares?
Go to
You're a
bed.
child if you're debating about. Who cares?
Go to bed.
I know you're
Uh,
specifically talking about, but yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
Um, yeah. Best episode by far was probably episode 5.
Okay, I
I'll do
agree
a
with that.
little short ranking of all the episodes.
Okay,
Episode 5 was the best. Episode 3 was below that. Episode 6 was below that. Episode 4 was below that. Episode 2 was below that. Episode 1 was below that.
I agree. Actually, that was my ranking. Wow. Okay, MCU, all MCU projects, all
No,
MCU.
not all. Not all. I don't think we got
Oh
time
no,
to
no.
rank
I mean
all
this
20
year,
like
this
8.
year,
Yes, this year,
just there.
2021. So we'll do a little bit of a recap. Okay. So this is going to be 9, technically 10 things, and you'll see why I say that. There was WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, What If, Venom Let There Be Carnage, Hawkeye, Eternals, and Spider-Man No Way Home.
We're gonna count Venom.
Yes, just because
Okay.
top 9 doesn't sound that good, and it was MCU canon, or still is, but still.
Yeah.
Would you like me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll go first. This is kind of off the cuff
Okay.
for me.
No, again, we're going 10 at best, or 10's worst, or I'll say this before I do it. I don't think there was a single bad MCU project this year.
No, there's not a thing that I was atrocious to me that I couldn't watch. There was a lot of but there wasn't a lot of.
Yeah, I'd say there was a lot of could have been better, could have been worse.
Okay.
Number 10, what do you have?
WandaVision.
Oh,
Okay, I'll say why. It was a great era. It was a great time to speculate. It just wasn't my type of show. I didn't like the whole sitcom vibe. I wasn't just a fan of it. I liked Wanda becoming the Scarlet Witch. Agatha was a weak villain to me, and the Ralph Boner thing is one of the worst things the MCU has done.
Boner. Okay. How about we go back and forth? Like
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
At number 10.
By the way, guys, we never know what we're doing. We never prepare for these shows. So this is always off the cuff.
No. At number 10, I have Black Widow.
Okay.
It was a solid movie. Amazing. It was a good first movie back in theaters since COVID. I just feel like this movie was about Natasha Romanoff. It didn't feel like it. It felt like it was about Yelena and Alexei. Dreykov wasn't a good villain. Neither was Taskmaster.
Who?
Exactly. The movie felt like it should have been released 5 years ago,
Right.
or 4 years ago, whenever Civil War came out. So
at 9.
Hold on. We should also rank these out of 10, by the way, just so we're like.
No, let's just 1 through 10. I don't feel like doing that. At 9, I'm gonna put Black Widow.
Okay.
I can't agree more. It's a good film. It's mediocre. It's good. They have 2 of the worst MCU villains. That's just. I mean,
Agree.
That's the downside, and it should have been released in 2016.
Yep, I agree. At number 9, I have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was a great. I know, cringe. It was a great series. Really enjoyed it. Love the costume design of the movie. Just a really bad villain. Carly and the Flag Smashers was really, really bad. And I think what elevates it this above Black Widow was John Walker.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the guy on a point of view perspective, but the character development was amazing, above almost any character development in the MCU.
I
I
like
can
it.
I can say in one episode, John Walker developed more than almost half of the Avengers combined.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know what
Uh,
episode we're talking about, right?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8, I got What If. Animation. Marvel Studios had a better animated show than Star Wars did this year. What? What? They
Yeah.
did, man. I think Strange's What If episode is one of the best things of Phase 4 this year.
Amazing.
We're gonna see him. It seems like in Doctor Strange too. A lot of cool cameos, a lot of interesting concepts and ideas. I think there were some things that are lacking in it. Um, I think the finale was okay, but overall, a really solid show, and it was a great first animated show in the MCU. I really enjoyed it.
Knocked it out of the park. Number 8, I have WandaVision. Um, I as well wasn't a huge thing into the sitcoms. It kind of confused me, but again, it was a huge time for the MCU. First thing in what over a year.
Yeah,
So
so it's
it
Far
was
From Home.
yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing time to be a Marvel fan. However, it brought, in my opinion, the worst thing ever: Wanda stands, and they're still active to this day.
Oh, they're very active, especially after today. You should see them today. Pretty rabid.
Um, but yeah,
By
it
the
was a great
by the
time.
way, God bless you, people. I'm glad there are Wanda stands, but some of you,
Some of you need to like get off the internet. Sorry. Yeah, great time. Kind of the one thing I don't like about this show is it feels like when you get one great thing, you get one really bad thing with it. Like, oh my gosh, the ending of episode 8 when Wanda creates the hex. Ralph Boner. Um, oh my god, Monica Rambeau was so cool. Who was the aerospace engineer? Oh my gosh, Jimmy Woo was so good. Oh my gosh, Darcy was such a letdown as she kept going. It's just stuff like that. It kind of feels like one step forward, two step back with this show.
who is in the witness protection program?
Yeah.
Who was the Luke Skywalker level cameo that friggin' they
Yeah.
teased?
And I think that was the other big problem is the show was overhyped.
Yeah.
But
Paul,
then again,
Paul Bettany's like, oh, there's just been this actor I've always wanted to act with, and it was him. Like, come on, dude.
and
Really?
then not only that, I just think there was a lot of fan excitement. Again, first project since Far From Home.
We got
Like
Mephisto'd, bro. Mephisto'd. We got a new term, bro. It's Mephisto'd.
oh no, we get Ralph Bonard.
You got Bonered, you got Mephisto'd.
You got boned.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
this sounds so wrong.
You want to go to your number 7?
Hawkeye.
Wow.
I think it's good. It's not great. The Jack storyline's like, eh.
Mm.
At some
Agreed.
points, the Maya storyline's like, eh. Yelena carries, and she's only in what? When is she introduced? Episode 4?
3 episodes, 4.
Yeah.
4, 5.
Yeah. She steals the show in the later half of the season, but I think they're overall it's
Kate
okay
Bishop.
to good. Kate Bishop is good in the show, I think, and
Clint is great in the show.
Clint's good. I'm not gonna say great.
I will say
I think
this,
it's number
though.
7.
I will say this.
It's my
Hawkeye,
opinion.
the Watch storyline felt kind of let downy. If you see,
Right.
like, oh my gosh, could this watch have access to the quantum realm? Could it have access to nanotech?
Nah,
No.
just
a shield logo with 19 on the back.
yeah, nah.
Like, we kind of all knew she was Mockingbird. I don't think we really needed the confirmation with Agent 19, but whatever. At my number 7, I have What If. Really good. From episode 4 to the finale was really good. Really, really good. And then there was What If the Earth Lost Its Mightiest Heroes, and one of the most let down episodes of all time. And then there's What If Captain Carter was the first Avenger. And then the whole Gamora episode was cut.
It just felt so out of place.
Like, who is she? Why is she important? Why is Tony Stark there? How did he survive that episode? And then I will say, what I really did like about What If is it really contextualized and made a lot of other characters who were mid grade to bad really good. Gamora, I wasn't a huge fan of her character after Infinity War and all that. But she was a little better for me after. Doctor
Agreed.
Strange, honestly, before all that, I felt he was pretty one dimensional. After episode 4, I think he's one of the most developed characters the MCU has ever had. And those episodes are what, 30 minutes?
The glow up. The glow up
It
for
was
Strange.
amazing. I mean, the
Yeah.
man at the end of the show ate a fucking supernova. Casually, too, by the way.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to mention this. My dude Vision Ultron just eating like universes,
Eating
bro.
universes.
The
And then
Watcher. Yeah.
Watching the Watcher was amazing.
Huh?
Just Tony Stark, bro, got the short end of the stick
Ultimate meta joke.
every episode.
Ultimate meta joke just dies.
And then it kind of was weird because it introduced a new concept with absolute points. Kind of raised questions as to like the whole Tony's death. Is that an absolute point that in every universe he has to die? And if so, why is it always at different points? Why is it not always at him snapping?
Right.
But whatever.
Zombies.
Zombies. Kind of a letdown for me. But it was still a fun episode.
Yeah. Six Rat. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Absolutely adored John Walker. Just his character, not what he thinks. Not what he thinks.
Drew definitely agrees with his ideals.
I love Sam Wilson. That's his name, right? Yeah, Sam Wilson. Yeah. Did I mess it up? Did I mess it up?
You don't know the new Captain America's name?
It's Anthony Mackie, but his name is Sam, right? Falcon.
Oh, no. My computer, it's glitching out right now. Oh no! Oh no, guys!
I can't remember Falcon's name. Is it Sam?
Guys, what's going?
Please, Alex, tell me. Am I going crazy?
What's going on? What is happening right now?
Did I get it wrong? If I get it wrong, I'm gonna be so sad. Okay, I got it right. Yeah, Sam Wilson. Yeah, Anthony Mackie.
Come on, bro. Come on. You got no right doing that. No right. Yes.
I totally forgot. Anthony Mackie was great. I'm excited to see Captain. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that.
I think I hold this show to a higher praise than most. I just don't know the main character's first name.
Carly was awful. Sorry, I didn't like the Flag Smashers. I didn't like the whole Power Broker thing. That was kind of a letdown. Baron Zemo, great. I just like the show more than most people because I think John Walker steals the show, and I hope to see him in more projects. Alex, what's your number 6? I'm so sorry, people.
My number 6 is, surprisingly, Eternals.
Oh, this is a little low, but let's see.
My problem with the movie is that some characters definitely outshined others by quite a large margin, by the way.
For sure.
Right. Yeah. I can honestly probably not tell you a single thing that happens with Gilgamesh except he dies. Sprite, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that girl.
I'm joking, by the way. I thought she was good as an actor, just I didn't care for her.
Bad writing for her. Icarus stole the show. Cersei was okay. Dane Whitman was okay. Ajax was okay. Druig and Makari were cool. Phastos was cool. Thena was Thena. Crow was a bad villain. Another bad villain.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Phase 4.
Celestial, solid.
Yeah. I said his name earlier.
Icarus.
No, not Icarus.
Gilgamesh.
Not no, the big red celestial. Why can I not? Erishim. He was cool.
Welcome to Wars of the Stars, where we
I know.
forget every character in Phase 4.
Tiamat was emerging from Earth, which scary, by the
No
way.
other Avenger cared about, man. They're just like, eh.
Yeah, whatever. Cool marble statue that got built in 30 minutes.
Right.
Um,
Just in an ocean. Just in the middle of the ocean, yeah.
yeah. It was good. The character development when it was happening was solid, like really good. I just don't feel like enough of it happened for this movie. Um, it had a sex scene, which was weirdly heavily marketed.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so marketed.
It
More
felt a little weird, too.
sex scene.
To see in a comic book movie, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, like if they're robots, how are they?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna move into my number 5, and my number 5 is oh shit, Eddie. It's Venom, let me cottage.
Yo, I'm gonna jump in. That's my number 5 too.
Yeah, Eddie, we are drunk.
Um,
I love this film.
funny movie. Pretty bad movie still.
Oh shit, that is a red one.
Actually, now that you think about it, I'm gonna buy it after I'm done with this podcast.
I think it's a stupid but great movie at the same time.
It's
The hour and a half runtime is so good for it. Carnage is good as a villain. Eddie and Venom is just hilarious. It's a fun movie.
I like my favorite part about this movie, and I was talking about it with my friends on the PlayStation. Literally, Eddie separates from, or Venom separates from Eddie and goes to the club to celebrate. And people still have the audacity to say, oh, Tom Holland, he's not dark enough for Venom.
Alex, I really think that this movie is still too long. This movie is only an hour and a half.
I honestly kind of agree.
This movie's an hour and a half, and there's still like 10 minutes where he's just in the club going from person to person.
Well, yeah, like celebrating that he's no longer with Eddie.
When they're singing Eminem's Venom, and he's just walking up. It's just like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, it's just like, is this the same movie? Like, did I stumble into the wrong theater by mistake?
Not you, father. You, father.
Yeah. It's funny. The soundtrack is amazing, of course, with all Venom movies, or with the 2 Venom movies.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, kind of a letdown after the post-credit scene got a little bit more added onto with No Way Home. We all thought, oh my gosh, what a post-credit scene! He's going into the MCU, and then he was in it for a day, and then somehow dropped the symbiote behind him when he wasn't in his symbiote form.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what's up there.
Yeah.
And
it's also like I like how when they were disappearing, by the way, Noah was like, no, we just got here.
Right, yeah. Oh shit, Eddie. Where are we going? It's so good. My number 4, Eternals. I really enjoy this movie. It deals with a lot of interesting concepts that I really like. It's dialogue heavy, right? It is very expository heavy. It's got some deep dialogue that I like. Icarus, one of my favorite characters to come out of Phase 4. But I think more so, I'm more excited for what it sets up with Harry Styles' Eros. The whole Thanos thing, like that fascinates me. The Celestials. This sets up a lot of things.
Yeah.
I like a lot of these characters. I think they get 8 out of 10 of them right. I think Ajax and Sprite are the only really weak ones to me, like really weak. Crow is not a great villain. But this film is fine. You feel every minute of it. So if you don't like a lot of movies, you're not going to like this. So it's on my number 4. You, Alex, what's your number 4?
My number 4, and this might surprise you, is Hawkeye.
Oh.
I kind of feel the same way that we were talking about it earlier. There's just like a lot of unresolvedment with this movie. The Jack storyline and everything that kind of does feel like wrap up kind of just gets like, okay, well, there's the Armand storyline. Okay, Kate or Eleanor killed him. Who cares? Right. And it's kind of just like, it was so badly hidden that it wasn't Jack that it kind of didn't land that connectivity of like, oh my God, it wasn't Jack. It was Eleanor. So I'll say that. I love Kate. I love Clint. I love Yelena. I love Maya. I love all of them so, so much. I love how Clint handles PTSD in this movie. constantly replaying the Boromir stuff, the visiting the gravestone. Like I said, it's a great wrap up. I just wish more was done, and I don't think six. I think it's the weird first time this year that I think the episode count was too low for the series.
Okay, that's
More,
fair. Yeah, I've
it
seen a lot of
needed
people say that.
it needed more. There's more to wrap up here, and more that could have been done. So that's where I stand with the matter at my
That's
number
fair.
4.
Number 3, I'm going to put Shang-Chi. Overall, a film I haven't seen in a little bit. I think it's really solid. It's a great introduction. I think the Mandarin, after seeing so many bad villains, like bad villains for Phase 4, he was definitely a step up. A top 10 villain for me, for sure, in the MCU. I love the storyline in it. I love Simu Liu's performance as Shang-Chi. I think Xia Lane. I think that whole side of the MCU is really interesting to me, really fascinated. A fast-paced movie that I really like. I compare it a lot to Black Panther because some of the elements are similar. I think it's a better version of that film, and or I wouldn't say a better version. I think Black Panther is still better, but I
Yeah.
think Shang-Chi is equatable to that. I think it's a borderline top 10 uh,
Yeah.
MCU film, and I really
Also,
enjoy it.
I'm sorry to cut in. I think next week. Oh no, next week's Book of Boba Fett premiere. Aren't we
Right?
doing a stream on the 31st?
Yeah.
We should have our entire MCU ranking, including Phase 4.
Okay, I'm down with that.
So
I think
I gotta get to work.
next week,
This
we
Book
should
of
also
Boba
do
Fett
like.
premiere.
Do we have enough things to rank for Star Wars? We only got 2 things, right?
Book of Boba Fett episode 1 and The Bad Batch.
The Visions, which you still haven't watched.
Oh no, I still have only watched one episode, and it was much better than the entirety of The Bad Batch.
Oh my god! All right, what's your number 3? Loki, right?
Loki. Great story. Just again, my biggest complaint, it's a lot of expository dialogue. They talk so much in the series. I thought I talked a lot, and then the Loki finale, season finale came out, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall asleep watching this.
It also had the biggest jump scare of all time.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm
Hey
still
y'all!
still recovering from that. Hey y'all, it's just like,
Oh my, that clock.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I loved He Who Remains. Excited for his potential in Quantumania, even though he's kind of being rumored to not be the main villain of the series, and MODOK is. So,
MODOK.
which, by the
Um,
way, is such a huge thing that MODOK is going to be the new villain or potential main villain, because that leads way to a certain little human, not the normal ones, but the Inhumans. Which, by the way, I think they're going to retcon and say that the Terrigen that he uses is going to create mutants, not Inhumans. Because Kevin Feige has kind of blissfully said that he doesn't want to do Inhumans anymore.
no, he doesn't. Um,
So yeah, I
number
love Loki. Hold
yeah.
on, I got some more thoughts.
Sorry.
Thoughts. Sylvie was great. Kind of. I was hoping the show would kind of explain branch timelines and alternate realities and whatnot. It was okay.
There was. I don't mean to cut you off, but there was one moment that was weird. At the end of episode 2, she sets off all of those things where the
and
timelines, and then just nothing is
and
mentioned of it.
and yeah, and then just like gets completely resolved off screen
Yeah.
in between episodes.
Isn't that kind of a big deal that like literally every single
Yeah,
timeline is
and
being
I feel like the
branched?
problem is that the sacred timeline tried too hard. Because here's the thing: when they went with this storyline, they kind of put multiverse and timeline and just kind of like, bro,
Intertwined.
because when you break off the timeline, in theory, what should happen is it's the same events, but now a different event happens. Now, all of a sudden, in these timelines, new events happen. Like Loki's no longer a male, he's a female now. Thor is dead. All these things. So they kind of took Earth's multiverse and timelines and kind of just threw them together and then was just like, here's your explanation. And it still doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Um,
Which is, I think that's Kevin Feige's just like master plan is just to mind fuck us the whole time,
yeah,
and it just brings up questions like, how does the multiverse exist then? Like, what
yeah.
isn't
Because
it not?
technically, here's my idea: is technically, if you create a branch timeline, then technically you could have it where that branch timeline creates another branch timeline where, like for instance, when they took the stones and they created all those branches, that in theory could create another branch that they don't go back and return the stones and they keep
Right,
them. So
right.
technically, we could have like 30 bazillion Earths.
Yeah, and Loki is my number two show just because I'm a Loki stan. My favorite
Yeah,
MCU character. I think Tom Hiddleston kills it
yeah.
in the show, and the introduction to He Who Remains was great. And shout out to Owen Wilson. Morbius was a fan.
Yeah.
Mobius. I said Morbius, didn't I?
Oh,
Mobius was a great character.
get this man off the stage.
I suck today. You're saying Shun-Chi's number two?
Shang-Chi is number two. I loved it all so much. I rewatched it on the plane ride back from Florida. Um, and it was amazing. It was just as good as it was the first time, maybe even a little better. Um, I really liked it. I think that it was, again, after just countless trash ass villains, Agatha, the Flag Smashers, um, Taskmaster, and Dreykov, and it was just, it was a good breath of fresh air to actually have, like, I don't know, a decent, bad guy. And he was really
Right.
good, really compelling.
The Ten
Um,
Rings were cool.
yeah, really cool. Um, and then the post credit scene where it's like these are sending out some ancient signal.
Mm,
Ooh, set up for Shang-Chi too.
right.
And Zhao Ling is now the leader of the Ten Rings.
Right. That was really
So
cool. That was really cool. And
yeah,
obviously, the number one for us, No Way Home. I think
yeah,
it's
no
probably
debate.
my favorite theater experience ever. And I saw The Force Awakens open at night.
Yep,
Uh, a beautiful film.
amazing.
I think it has the best cinematography of any MCU film. The shot where he's looking at J. Jonah Jameson's message, the rain's falling. Oh,
Waterworks,
Norman Osborn, William Dafoe is the best
biggest
MCU villain.
biggest menace of all time.
Bro just straight up kills
Yeah,
Aunt May. And he's like, "Yeah, fam, it's your
I've
fault.
I've now thought of something.
Poor Peter couldn't
Yeah.
send me back home."
I think on our last stream of the year, I think we should have it completely dedicated to the rankings of our franchises and whatnot.
Okay, that's
Like
fair.
have like Star Wars bits and whatnot. Kind of. I don't think I could talk about Marvel for like an hour and a half straight, and then talk for Star Wars for another hour
Well,
and a half
listen,
straight.
listen. It's not just us on it. We got some
I
other
know.
people, my friends and stuff. So we'll sprinkle those in for sure. I
So
gotta
I'm
plan
thinking
that out.
I can help plan it. Okay. You know what? Right after we're done with this, I'm gonna start planning it. You don't have to
Okay,
do a single thing, Drew.
okay,
You
bet.
just have to show up.
Okay, show up to my own stream. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, No Way
Toby and
Home.
Andrew.
Yeah, no, no. There's no debate that this movie is at least a top three MCU movie
It is the second highest grossing film
of all
uh
time.
through 5 days.
Yeah.
How, it,
Has it? Is it
it,
gonna? Let me ask. Do you think it's gonna crack a billion?
oh yeah, it's already at like 700 million
Yeah.
without China. Without China.
Yeah.
I
This
mean,
movie's.
Endgame still made 100 million more than it opening weekend, which is still astronomical. But this movie beat Infinity War in a pandemic.
Yeah. One of
It's
the
crazy,
one of the biggest hyped movies of all time.
and I
Again,
think it's gonna have a better second weekend because of Christmas. I
yeah,
think the word of mouth of Toby and Andrew being in it.
and I think also, I think just, just not even Toby and Andrew being in it, but just like, you got to just think like
It lived up to the hype.
it
It's
did.
crazy to
It's
think.
one of the first movies in major recent history that lived to the hype. There's debate if Endgame and Infinity War did. Um, Infinity War, I would say so, lived up to the hype. But Endgame, I'd say Endgame is a much more diverse movie,
Right.
um, or
Divisive,
divisive
yeah, for
movie,
sure.
comparatively. But No Way Home, I have not seen a single bad review. The lowest I've seen someone rank No Way Home is a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I have not seen anybody rank it any lower. And what's amazing about this movie is that people aren't ranking it so high because of Andrew and Toby. They're ranking it so high because it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Plain and
Yeah.
simple.
I
And
said it in my review on TikTok. I said I
yeah,
thought the only reason I'd love this movie is because of those two.
no,
Those two were great. They were
they were
fantastic.
amazing.
But Tom's performance, William's performance,
Yeah,
the whole story, it's just great.
yeah. It's amazing. Um, I think there's no debate that this movie was soundtrack wise was amazing,
Mm,
setup wise was amazing,
mm.
execution wise was amazing. I think
Eden's great.
I think something that I need to also remind you is that for me it feels like the teaser came out just yesterday,
Yeah,
and I'm still excited about Doc Ock being in the movie, Green
right.
Goblin being in the movie.
Right. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget us watching it together and your reaction to
Yeah,
seeing Doc Ock where you friggin' ripped my eardrums
yeah.
out.
It's just
So much fun.
crazy to think that that was just a few months ago.
The
And the
journey to
movie,
this film was so special, man.
I guarantee you, I still think this movie would have made this much money if it didn't do all the trailers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this
That's how
film was
hype.
special, man.
Exactly. I don't think I've seen this big of a reaction from a movie since Infinity War. Endgame had a lot of big reactions and whatnot.
I've totally forgot about Matt Murdock.
You,
Daredevil just casually
there's
shows up.
just so much in this movie. Like you would think, oh my gosh, it must be so convoluted with 5 villains, three or
No.
like 6 protagonists. No, everybody gets their moment to shine. The villains get their moments to shine. Um, I don't think I can. There's. It's like I said when we were reviewing it. There's maybe one or two nitpicks I have about the movie, but nothing that's just like, oh, this really brings me out of it.
Right. I mean, even the two other Spider-Man, like, it's gotten to the point now where, like, there's a huge campaign to get one of them to come
We're
back and have their own solo films.
we're literally having a hashtag make the Snyder cut for TASM 3.
Which, by the way, it's bringing out the worst of fans, but it is
It
what it is.
really is.
I'm excited because I think it's going to happen, and I think Toby's ending in this film is beautiful when he
Yeah.
stops Tom and like he just looks at him in the eye. And I keep watching that scene. And you mentioned it. I went
Mhm.
back and I watched the movie again this past Monday. I went Monday night,
Yeah.
and when Tom pushes like he wants to kill him again, and Toby just looks at him, and he
Yeah.
has that look, and it's just a beautiful scene.
And again, it's one of my favorite things because it's not a scene of oh Toby overpowered Tom. It wasn't. Tom could have easily overpowered Toby, but he was able to bring Tom to his senses about it.
Right,
That just goes to show how good of a character Toby Spider-Man was.
right,
It's just it brought the best out of every character. I don't think there was a single bad character in the
and they'll
movie,
be back. They'll
and
all be back together.
they'll
They're gonna be
all be
back
back.
together.
Yep. So this movie was huge. It was industry huge.
Yes, it was. So, Alex, we've talked for an hour and 15 minutes, but I now want to segue. Let's keep going, man. I'm all down.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
That's
Doctor
our
Strange.
rankings. Yes. Let's talk about Multiverse of Madness. Finally got its teaser.
So I'm gonna just put it up on screen. We get some interesting stuff. I'm gonna have no audio.
Oh, yeah. I
Uh,
will also say yes. This was the post-credit scene from No Way Home. However, it is different. There are differences. Like obviously the major differences, like oh, the Doctor Strange will return. Obviously, he's gone, but there are audio differences and whatnot. Um, and I don't know about you when you saw this in theater. This looks like it has brighter colors in it.
okay, so when I was in my theater, it looked dark as shit. I was
It
like, "What
did.
is?"
It looked like it was like filmed black and white, and they added color on top of it in the theater.
Yeah, it does.
Now in
It
the
does.
trailer, it looks really bright.
Yeah, it looks bright here.
Yeah, and I think huge things that, like, again, we're getting Supreme Strange in live action. Now, I have to ask you, Drew, do you think we're gonna see him? Do you know who I'm
Pissed.
do you know who him is?
Who?
Do you think we're gonna see Uatu the Watcher?
Maybe, man. I mean, I think this film's gonna be nuts. Okay. I. By the way, possible spoilers here about leaks and stuff. This trailer is throwing everyone off.
Oh
Wanda is
yeah,
the villain of this film.
almost
Okay,
certain, almost certainly she's the villain.
so this film is being presented right now that he is the main villain. That's not the case.
No,
Okay,
he's almost certainly gonna stop her.
right. So Mordo. Okay, and I'm gonna say this also. That is not the Mordo you think it is.
It's a variant. It has to be.
It is a variant of him. Okay, there's leaked concept art. By the way, if get out of here if you want to know nothing.
Yeah.
There was leaked concept art that Alex and I talked about
Mm.
with Xavier, Professor X,
Yep.
talking with Strange, with Ultron bots, Strange in cuffs. So this is what I think goes down, Alex. I think Baron Mordo, I think there's a constant that Mordo hates Strange, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what universe it's in. And I think Mordo is trying to present to the Illuminati, who, by the way, is now rumored to have Mr. Fantastic.
Mm.
I think he's trying to present to the multiversal Illuminati that Strange is the biggest threat to the multiverse, not Wanda. And he's going to
Yeah.
present this figure, which is, I presume, we think it's the same Strange from What If, right?
However, I think this is Supreme Strange, but I also don't.
I have
The
that feeling too. I have that
thing is,
inkling suspicion.
the clothing is different. Where's the Eye of Agamotto?
Right.
Where's the cool cape or the cloak of levitation?
By the way, it's my favorite, one of my favorite lines that Benedict Cumberbatch has delivered. He's like, "Things just got out of hand."
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So Wanda's the villain, right? So he goes to Wanda for help.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda's just lying. Wanda's the whole reason this happened because she is going through the
Yeah.
multiverse trying to get Billy and Tommy. We see that in
The
what is it?
WandaVision
WandaVision,
post-credit
right?
scene.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I need to find.
Also, yeah, go back to the Marvel Studios.
Yes.
The cracking. It's the What If cracking effect.
By the way, there's also some iconography from the Fox X-Men Marvel
Is
logo.
there?
Yes, that we see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
In the Fantastic Four. Lends credence to the idea that there are variants of these characters.
Yeah.
There's a scene. Okay, so obviously, is this where he fights the? Okay, so right here, this is very. See how her fingers are black?
Yeah, that looks like.
She's been using the Darkhold.
Oh yeah.
She's been
Oh,
using the Darkhold. She
And
also.
I think also a big thing about this movie is with the Netflix verse and all of that, people always question the potential of the canonicity of those things, but this trailer and this movie is going to give us a straight up reference to WandaVision and the Hex.
Yeah.
Because the thing right here is, she
says it right here. Yeah.
Yeah, she says she's trying to come off as like, oh, I'm here. I want your guidance. Like I heard a lot of people, and whatnot. And Strange is like, well, I'm not here to talk about that. So,
Which, by the way, what do you think is going on here?
I don't know.
Dude, this is trippy.
I think Uatu. Show me Uatu.
I'm sorry, Steven. We got this. I hope you understand.
New
We got
costume.
Okay, I don't like this costume.
I don't either. It looks bad in HD. It looked bad in the quality of the movie theater. It looks bad
Why
in
did
the
they change
quality of
it?
my phone. It looks bad in the 1 pixel that you were able to see when I sent it to you through text. It looks bad. It looks awful. That might be the worst costume design of Phase 4. No, of all the phases.
Her fingers are black. She's been using the Darkhold, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
this
first of
is a better
all,
look at it. Why the sleeves?
it looks bad. It looks so bad.
Why the sleeves?
Oh my gosh.
She looks like Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, it looks bad. Hold on. Let me
Okay,
share
by
my
the way,
screen fast.
so more spoilers. He has cuffs on here when he fights Mordo. He has cuffs on when he visits Professor X in that leak image. So this is the
Yeah,
Mordo from the Illuminati, and
yeah.
this lens
Sh-
screen into that.
yeah. Show me or show my screen and go back
Okay.
to that Wanda thing. This is how it should look. Look at that. The sleeveless look looks good. But then you go back to the Multiverse of Madness trailer.
1 second. I'm pulling it up.
Looks bad.
Are you ever gonna show? There we go. Yeah. Okay. And back.
Yeah. It looks like
Back there.
it
No,
looks
back.
like they like kept the top of the Scarlet Witch suit and then just randomly added these weird sleeves.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I like look at her hair in it. Like look at her hair. Look how good it looks. And then look how it looks in there. It's straight. It doesn't look good. I'm like, oh,
I
here's
think
a
maybe. I think because maybe here in the trailer it's supposed to be presented as her becoming darker. I guess. I
I
guess you
guess.
could kind of. I don't know, but like I like this look a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, it just the colors. Look how good the colors look. It looks like they took this suit and like added a darker shade of red on it.
Now, Sam Raimi is directing this film, so I've got a lot of faith in him. But
Yeah. And again, we have to remember that this is being promoted as Marvel's first horror movie.
right, right. We get some. Okay, strange using chaos magic. What?
Which this might sound stupid. Okay. You might think, oh my gosh, that sounds so stupid. Don't say that. I think that this is Supreme Strange and they've masked it out and they put normal Doctor Strange. I think we're gonna get a fight like we did in episode 4 of What If, of Supreme Strange versus Wanda. And it's gonna shut those stupid Wanda stands up that, oh my god, Wanda would just stomp on Doctor Strange. And then this man is gonna absorb her chaos magic.
Okay.
And now I also think this. I think that if it does come down to a fight between Wanda and Supreme Strange or Normal Strange, I think Wanda is going to take their power, and she's going to become like ultimate Scarlet Witch. And then
So
again,
you
I think
Oh, go ahead.
everybody's also thinking that the movie is going to end the opposite of the House of M comics with the instead of saying no more mutants, she says let there be mutants. Can we
Okay.
can we agree that that's most likely how the movie ends?
That would be that would be that would be really interesting. I need to find. I'm gonna try to find that Doctor Strange. There's also another variant of another character. I'm gonna try to find this image here. Keep talking. Keep giving your theories about this.
Yeah, I think this is Supreme Strange using magic, and they've maxed it out to be normal Doctor Strange.
So, what do you think normal Doctor Strange is up to at this moment?
Something, anything. I think also that this could be Doctor Strange, but I think he is. I don't think that's chaos magic. I think he's showing the multiverse, like
Okay.
multiple Earths. Is that Wanda?
No, that's America Chavez,
No,
and
on
this
the
is
left.
Christine.
Yes, okay. Literally everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Wanda's next to Strange when they go." No, that's not Wanda.
And this is not our Christine.
No, that's
This is
not.
another variant.
Are we sure?
I think so. There's a rumor that there is a Palmer variant because Christine Palmer in this is getting married to somebody else. Um, as we see.
Strange. Why do you have the eye of Agamotto?
Right. Because didn't you just say in the last movie, I don't have it? Does he
Yeah.
get it back in this film? Does he go and get the time stone from somewhere else. I mean, that'd be really interesting.
Let me
This
ask you.
movie's
I have a few questions for you.
okay.
Do you think Dormammu will come back?
Um,
Dormammu so fat.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Do you think that Doctor Strange that we see is Supreme Strange?
No, I think it is actually Doctor Strange using chaos magic.
No, not the Chaos Magic one. The one at the end that says things just got out of hand.
Do I think it's the same Doctor Strange we see in What If?
From What If?
I'm gonna say no. I
No.
think it's different.
Do you think we will see Uatu the Watcher? At least either as a cameo or as a presence.
I know you want to see it, but I don't.
I want to see it so bad.
I think the only What If character we do see is Peggy Carter.
Maybe. But like, how do you justify seeing Peggy and not Uatu?
Right. Or like that actually being the Strange from What If. Yeah, I know. Awatu would make so much sense as like it would make so much sense.
The guardian of the multiverse.
By the way, what do you think of this poster?
Is this fan made?
No, this is the actual poster.
I thought it was fan made.
It looks good.
Cool. It's cool.
It's better than the generic villain hero poster. That's all I'm gonna say.
And this almost confirms that Wanda's the villain.
Yeah, the whole Supreme Strange thing is like to throw us off. I don't think the Supreme Strange has a big role.
I don't think it's working either. I honestly think I either have a gut feeling that that's either at the end of the movie that's Supreme Strange or that's a post-credit scene.
Maybe. I think it's just like Mordo. I feel like the Illuminati in this movie is gonna be like they're probably tired of Strange's shit because I feel like they're also gonna be upset about Endgame because I feel like this movie is also going to deal a lot with the consequences of that, right?
Yeah.
Because the Avengers fucked everything up by going back and we don't know what they screwed up.
I think
it's not just No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's that. Like Endgame, they literally changed events.
I think. Well, here's the thing: is I think it's almost certain that we could probably say that when Strange was peering through the 14,605 possibilities, I'm almost certain that he saw all 14,605 things where they lose the coming battle against Thanos. And I think the one possibility was the potential that toning them could not undo the absolute point, because that's what I think Thanos winning and snapping is this MCU's absolute point. And I could go into my whole theory about absolute points, about how there's in every single universe, there's one absolute point, but then everybody has their own little absolute points. Like in episode 4 of What If, Strange's absolute point for himself was Christine's death. But in our timeline, Doctor Strange, his absolute point was the car crash.
Yep.
And that would lead him to become the Sorcerer Supreme, except he got vacated because he died for 5 years.
He had a minor incident. He died. Yeah.
So I think that is like, and the episode, the What If Zombies, I think that world's absolute point was Janet coming back with the virus.
Yep.
And I think we could go on. And I think the Peggy Carter absolute point for that universe was Peggy becoming Captain Carter, therefore changing, the outcoming events of history.
Right.
What if Earth lost its mightiest heroes? Hope would have to die. And that would riddle off a bunch of things. And I think that our MCU's the prime MCU timeline's absolute point was Thanos killing half of humanity. It was him succeeding in his mission. Yep. And so I think that the Avengers didn't try to undo what he did. They didn't try to stop him from doing it. They tried to undo it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be the repercussions, is that they're going to be like, hey, you can't do that to an absolute point. Like, you can't do that. And then they'll probably argue, well, we didn't stop it. We undid it.
I feel like there's also the element that we're missing here is America Chavez is just like running through multiverses.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to like that either. probably
I
because it's like fucking things up.
Yeah, you know
Uh,
what I think the best
yeah,
comparison to is, in the Flash when whenever he runs back in time, they get the time
yep,
wraiths.
yep,
I think that's what we're gonna get, and they're gonna
yep.
send things like that tentacle thing.
Gorgantos. It's not
Yeah,
Schumer Gorath. It's
no,
Gorgantos. By the way,
because
it looks really creepy.
yeah, the
Uh,
Lego set confirmed.
yeah.
So that's
And I,
that
th- and obviously Wanda's gonna need Chavez. I mean, it's kind of
almost
obvious
almost certain.
because
I think Wanda's gonna be like have like a hostage situation.
yeah, and Strange is gonna be like reluctant at first,
Yeah,
and then he's gonna get like arrested or something by the Illuminati, and he's gonna be like, "Not me, her. It's her
Um,
who's screwing everything up." And then they
yeah.
all fight Wanda, and like she does some damage to people. And then I think the end credit scene, I think instead of saying no more mutants, I
It's
think
gonna
she
be.
goes crazy, and I think we get mutants, bro.
I think that's what everyone theorizes. It's either the end of the movie or it's going to be the post-credit scene where instead of saying no more mutants, she's going to say let there be mutants because she's going to
And
find
then
out
Billy
that
and Tommy come back.
yeah. And then I think it's what if one of the first things they say is this hell, and it's the HEL spelling
Yeah.
and all that. I think, but I also think that like
I also think that it's alluded to that we think Strange is dead. I think Wanda whoops up on Strange
yeah.
in a fight, and I think it's kind of alluded to that Strange is dead, but
Mhm.
Strange is not dead. We'll see. So I think like Wanda like is like the I'm going to
Yeah.
equate it to like Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. Um, it's her becoming like a villain.
Yeah. I agree. I think this movie's almost certainly going to show us that Wanda's the bad guy. Bad guy Wanda. She was a Nazi. Let's not forget that. She was a
Right.
Nazi. Um, so there you go.
I love what somebody said though. Somebody made a joke like, "All you have to do to defeat her is literally just replay Vision dying, and you've broken that girl."
Not even that. She is like her biggest weakness is sonic waves. Like she literally in Civil War when War Machine started using them, she literally got incapacitated by it.
Yeah,
Like she literally like covered her ears and like started falling to the ground. Literally, why don't we just set like 1,000 people with sonic wave things and just kill her like that? She'll write them out of reality. No,
yeah.
she won't, because that's not how the story works.
I mean, this movie's gonna be crazy with cameos. It's not gonna make us listen. I feel like with this movie, since it's a Doctor Strange film, they might have to maybe market some of the cameos because I feel like this movie deserves to make a lot of money if it has
Yeah.
all these cameos, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Let
think it's
me
gonna make as much because it's
mhm.
not Spider-Man,
let
but it
me
deserves to make as much.
let me ask. I'm gonna go through some people, and you're gonna tell me they're likely if they're likely or unlikely to be in the movie.
Okay.
So let's say Billy and Tommy,
Yes, most definitely.
Professor X,
Yep.
Magneto.
Uh 50% on.
Yeah. How about Owatu,
Like 15%.
Supreme Strange? Like, what if Episode 4 Supreme Strange?
50-50. I have a feeling it is, and I have a feeling it isn't.
Yeah. Um, Captain Carter.
Yep.
Do you think it's the exact same Captain Carter from What If?
Probably not, but Captain Carter, yep.
Okay. Um,
Or it won't be answered. It won't directly be answered. I'll say that. It won't be answered if it's the one
yeah.
from What If.
Wolverine.
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
I'd love it.
Um,
Don't think so.
yeah. Let me go through. Shimagorov. Wait, do we already know he's in the movie?
No, it's not Shuma. It's that thing we see in the
I know.
trailer.
But are we gonna see Shimagorov? Another one.
I don't know. I doubt it.
Um, Spider-Man.
Which one?
I know Andrew's the one that people want with him.
By the way, you're cutting out really bad right now.
Am I? I'm probably not talking loud enough.
Okay, you're good. You're in and out. But I will say I don't think it's Tom. I don't think we see any Spider-Man. I would like to see Andrew, but
Why not? Why is Spider-Man? I want Spider-Man.
Anyone else?
Yeah, there's a bunch. Okay, I'm trying to think. I have a lot to process.
Okay.
Kang the Conqueror, or He Who
No.
Remains, whoever.
No.
You don't think so?
Oh, maybe a post-credit scene for Ant-Man Quantumania. I feel like that's what this would set up. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Um, the Ancient One.
No.
You don't think we'll see her at all?
No. Maybe a mention.
Okay. I think the most powerful being in the universe leads.
Alex, are you leaving me? What is happening?
Ned Leeds.
Alex, Alex, is it just you leave for a second and then come back?
Oh, Ned Leeds.
Alex, Alex, come back and then go. There we go. Oh no, he left. He said Ned, I believe. I don't think we see Ned. I don't think we see Ned at all. But yeah, that's probably gonna wrap up our conversation about. Okay, let's see if it works now.
I hate
Oh
my
no! Oh
passion.
no! Oh no! It sounds bad still. Oh no!
Ow!
I think you might need to leave again, boss. You've got like 20 pixels on your screen. Oh, I think you're back.
Nope, no, I'm not.
You're back. You're back.
Nope.
Yep. You're back. I think you're good now.
Nope.
You have any more questions?
Yes, I still do.
Yeah.
I hope you
Okay.
know we still need to get to Book of Boba Fett.
I know. Who cares? Go for 2 hours. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. It's on his phone now. There we go.
No, I don't look that bad, right?
No, you're good. You're good.
I like how if I join on my phone, I don't have to get permission to join. Okay. So, where did I leave off at?
Ned. I said no.
Why not? He's the ultimate sorcerer.
Right. I don't think so.
He's too powerful for this movie. Wait.
Right. Loki?
That's what I was blanking on. Loki and Sylvie.
Yeah, I think Loki for sure. Yeah.
Why not Sylvie?
I feel like they're not together at this point. So I feel like Sylvie has taken over He Who Remains' job.
Oh, wait. There's more. Do you think this is going to be Loki from the Loki TV show?
Yes.
Mm.
I feel like that could also be a post-credit scene where it's like, yo, Strange. Yo, Strange. I've
And
got a problem here.
If that's the case, Thor?
Maybe. Possibility.
Get a little bit of the Son of Odin action?
Doubt, but maybe.
Son of Odin!
That could also be another post-credit scene to set up for Thor: Love and Thunder. I didn't even think about it.
Doctor Strange 1 sets up
Ragnarok?
Strange 2 sets up Strange 4 or Thor 4.
Yeah. Strange 4, yeah. We're that far in the future, yeah.
We do it. I'll do it.
Any other questions?
Nope. You made me
Okay.
lose track of who I am.
Well, you also were dying on your computer, so
No, I blame that on.
yeah, I'll take blame. Let's move now into we're gonna finally talk about some Star Wars live action.
I don't know. I know Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Wars? Never heard of her.
Jabba?
Boba? Yeah, let's talk about the Book of Boba Fett. Alex was kind enough to write up some juicy questions. Alex, are you on that document right now, or? Okay. Do you want to ask the first question?
I'll ask all the questions. How about that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, Drew. What excites you most about the Book of Boba Fett?
I love the Mandoverse. I think it really saved Star Wars for me. Um, and I'm really excited to see more of those characters and explore the criminal syndicate side of things. Catch up with some familiar faces. I think we'll see Din. I think we'll see some other characters from Mando season 2. I think Cobb
Boba.
Vanth, Boba. Excited to see more of Fennec. I thought she was a standout character in Mando season 2, and obviously Boba. I'm excited to see where he's been, what he's been up to, and I can't wait for the action in this show. Alex, what about you?
Star Wars. Finally,
Yeah,
what we got was bad, and that was just amazing, wasn't it?
yeah. It was the first show we reviewed, and yeah, it was
I honestly,
interesting time.
I was honestly thinking it was going to be the last.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, that's really it. It's Star Wars, and I'm happy it's back.
I know. Okay. Second question is, what are your worries? What worries you most for Boba Fett? Go first. Why?
Nothing.
Why?
I'm fine. You know what worries me the most? It's
Yeah.
Star Wars. My worry is my excitement.
Can you elaborate?
Drew, let's be honest, okay? The last few Star Wars things we've gotten haven't been exactly the greatest.
Okay.
That worries me.
Okay.
What
But
if what if Book of Boba Fett isn't good?
but it's by the same people who did Mando season 2. We got John Dave and Robert Rodriguez now on the team. Okay. Mando season 2 was a banner. Mando season 1 was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did some great stuff with Boba. Like I did not care for his character before, and I think episodes 6, 7, and 8 maybe really like his character, even though he doesn't do a lot.
Boba!
What worries me about this show is kind of similar to you. What if it's not a banger?
It's
Um,
got to live up to.
plus we don't know a lot. Like we don't know this show. Like this is quite the opposite of No Way Home. Like we know nothing. No,
Nope.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Which is also a good thing, but at the same time, it worries me. And I worry about if it is a cameo fuckfest, like it sounds like again. What if it doesn't work? You know, Mando season 2, it worked, right? They flowed into the show, flowed into the episodes.
Yeah, no one felt super out of place.
No one did. Now, like, there's a rumor that Grogu is going to appear and Luke. That sounds a little out of place to me, unless it works. But like, that's what worries me. If the cameos feel out of place, um, and I want the show to focus on Boba. Focus on Boba, not just. I want to set up the rest of the stuff in the Mandoverse, but
You,
focus
what,
on Boba.
you don't want this show to focus on Din Djarin?
No, I don't. I don't. There is another show for that.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Drew, what character are you most excited to see? Confirmed
it's
character you are excited to see.
Boba. I'm excited for him to finally get his own story. Do it.
Boba!
Yeah, I'm excited for him to finally get his own story, flesh out his character during the original trilogy. Why is he the way he is? Why is
Why
he
is
this way now? Explain his relationship with Django more. Like, explain what he's up to now. What is his purpose? What is his goal? Just elaborate more on that character. Let us see behind the mask, and obviously give us some good action. And then I also want to see like Boba get his ass kicked at the same time. Like, there's got to be like he's an old man now. Well, he's in his
listen?
40s. He's not an old man, but like I want to see him get his butt whipped a little bit. He's been out of the game for a while.
You're young man. You better stop saying what's in my head. What's in my head?
Am I
Okay.
taking what you're saying?
You literally, you literally brought up every point I was thinking.
Okay, so your most exciting character is Boba.
Boba.
Boba,
Yeah,
I thought you were dead.
every reason that you. All right, Drew. So, what not confirmed character are you most excited for their potential to be in?
Cad
Or,
Bane,
yep.
Kira.
No.
Why not?
Kira should be a solo character, not a Boba Fett character.
But what if she's the leader of Crimson Dawn or whatever the hell they call it in the comics now?
In the comics, but not in this. Okay.
Okay, that's
More
fair.
like
That's fair.
Kira.
Oh,
Oh,
the hell
God.
happened? Am I good? Okay, yeah, I'm good. I don't know what's happened. Okay, never mind. We're good. I think her being the big bad of the show would be pretty cool. Um, that would put you to sleep, wouldn't it?
No. I got a little tingly sensation in the back of my head.
Okay, her being the big bad of the show would be kind of cool. Maybe a tie into Han Solo at some point. Um, but I think Cad Bane, obviously, we know he's got the cybernetic patch. They're obviously setting up him being alive. I think him being a bad in the show would make a lot of sense. It's just like an older, grittier. He'd be an old man at that point, old man. Yeah, I think he would be really cool to see.
I have
Um,
one.
oh, go ahead.
No rumors, know nothing about Han Solo.
Okay,
No rumors at
Alden,
all. It's
Alden and back as him.
Ford? De-aged Harrison Ford?
Okay, okay, I like it. I like it.
No, there again, there's no rumors of this happening. I just really just think it would be cool.
They keep talking about how this show has like a bigger bane than Mando season 2 does. What if the big bane is Han fighting Boba at the end of the show? That would be pretty big. That would be Luke Skywalker level. That would be big. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that. I like that. Alex, the fifth question. Star Wars has had a very rocky 2021. You wouldn't know it on TikTok sometimes because I'm like, did we not watch the same stuff this year? Does this worry you for the Book of Boba Fett?
Yes.
Listen, the High Republic was good, but we're talking like Disney Plus material, right? We're talking about the terrible marketing we got
Lack
at
of
Disney Plus Day.
yeah. This worries me tremendously. Um, I think honestly, this show has a huge potential of being really bad. So,
I will say there was like no talk of this show, none.
because it's coming out at a bad time.
It is. It's coming out post Hawkeye, and it's coming out post the biggest movie since Endgame,
Yeah. And potentially going to overtake Endgame.
potentially. And it's Boba Fett. It's Boba Fett.
Not a very well written character, in my opinion.
It's a well-known character, but it's Boba Fett.
Yeah. So, yes, I would say it worries me tremendous.
And there hasn't been everybody's been keen on Mando. Mando's the big thing, which by the way, another problem. Should have been Mando season 3 next, but whatever.
Yeah.
So everyone's been focusing on Mando, so they're seeing this Boba thing and they're like, yo, what's up with this? Where's Mando? Like I've seen more questions about like where's Mando? Where's Mando 3? Where's Mando 3? Like Boba's cool. But I've actually gotten less and less excited as we've gotten closer.
Yeah, I
Have you
agree.
gotten that sensation? I've gotten less excited. We've had so much great Marvel content that I'm like, oh, I want this, I want this. And I'm like, oh, Star Wars has a big year in 2022. Now, this show will probably hit for me. It will probably nail it, knock it out of the park. 2022 will be a great year, hopefully, for Star Wars. But like, you can't do this thing where we have to wait every year. So that's what worries. Like, do what Marvel's doing.
By the way, let's talk about 2022. 2022 is a huge year for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Let's round up the numbers, okay? Book of Boba Fett will be going on in 2022. Kenobi, Andor, Miss
Bad Batch.
Marvel, Bad Batch, Moon Knight,
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Those are all
Invasion.
confirmed. Those are all confirmed. Now these are most likely the next ones. Secret Invasion, Mando.
Yeah.
So like 8 or 9. Star
And
Wars
then Sony is putting all of their stuff on Disney Plus. That includes the Spider-Man movies and whatnot.
right.
Disney Plus has a huge year next year.
Yeah.
But this year didn't feel that big.
Just felt like the Marvel Fest.
It did. It felt like Disney and Lucasfilm have put no care for Star Wars.
Now, to be fair, 20. Now, my thing with Star Wars is like, you had a big 2020. You had a big 2020. Now, granted, we were in the midst of a pandemic. We were in the midst of a pandemic, but we had rewrites for Kenobi and Andor.
Yeah.
Um, that should have been coming out this year. You could have had an equal year to Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, you had a great 2020. You had the end of the Clone Wars, and you had Mando 2, which I think was the best year of Star Wars maybe ever. 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 Yes.
Mm,
Um, have we ever gotten two great projects in one year for Star Wars? Two.
no, no, we
Right.
haven't.
Right.
And
So
I still think currently we haven't.
you don't think Clone Wars? Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. Siege of Mandalore was great.
As
And
in,
yeah,
season 7 as a whole was not good. Sorry,
nah, the
I'm, I'm gonna. I love
Martez
season
sisters.
7. It's by far the best arc of the show. It's my favorite one.
Right.
Red Sisters was not good. The Bad Batch arc was not good.
Bad Batch arc is okay. The Martez sister arc is like 3 episodes too long. That's how I feel with the most of the Clone Wars, but
No, the Martez Sisters arc isn't 3 episodes too long.
it's
It's
four.
4 episodes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I get it. I get it for sure. Um, but yeah, they just didn't capitalize this year. This year was like, let's throw the Bad Batch out there. The finale was not great, pretty generic. Um,
really.
we said this about the show, Bad Batch. We said we like 8 of the episodes, and then there's other 8 that are like okay to bad. That's how we felt about it.
Yeah.
It had an up in like the middle of the season when Cad Bane showed up, and then it and then it all over the place. Alex, what is the sixth question?
What do you think the plot of the show is going to be about? We know the outline of, or like the basic plot, but come on, there's definitely going to be more to it.
So Boba uniting the underworld, but then at the same time, why is he uniting the underworld? I think the underlying purpose is going to be, by the nth show, we learn that Din wants to take back Mandalore, and we learn about Thrawn. Learn a little bit more about Thrawn, maybe.
I
And
think
okay,
he's gathering up the underworld to take down Crimson Dawn.
okay, I really like this, and setting up season 2.
Yep.
Okay, so that's when you think we see Kira.
And I think the end of the show will be with Boba becoming the leader of Crimson Dawn. Or Kira killing Boba.
That would be nuts. That would be nuts.
That would break Star Wars.
That would break Kira killing Boba.
Yeah. That would not only solidify her as a badass character, but like think she overtook Maul after he died and then overtook Boba.
She'd be like the greatest bounty hunter ever. Like, you'd have to say it. Like, there'd be no debate. She'd be like,
Yeah.
she's the best. She's already in contention, bro. Like, she fought Vader in the comics. Now, granted, I know it's canon and I know it's the comics, but come on now.
Yeah.
Like who, like, whatever. If you read them, great. I love you. God bless you. But like, who cares? 7. Do you predict any deaths in the show?
Season 1, no. See if there is a season 2, Boba.
Wow. Wow. You think he dies?
Yes, sir. In a fight against Kira.
If
But
Cad Bane is in this season, he'll die.
yeah.
But if he's not, then I don't think there'll be any major character deaths.
I didn't talk about it in the rumored characters. If Omega is in the show, I think Omega will die.
Yeah, I just don't think she'll be in. I think it's a good idea, right? They say, you don't just say that and not have it happen.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more with her in the Bad Batch. But yeah, I could definitely see that. Like I could like Boba killing her. I could see that totally. Uh, maybe that there's a setup for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
how far do you think the show takes place after Mando season 2?
um, I think the big part when I wrote that question, honestly, I was thinking, when do you think the post-credit scene? Because then I
Okay,
assume this will pick up right after the post-credit scene.
okay,
I'm gonna guess at least 6 months.
okay. So presumably Fennec gets off the bridge, right? So Fennec is with Boba at this point. So some time has had to pass since Din was on the bridge with Bo.
Mhm.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months maybe. Uh, and I think the show will pick up literally right after that scene where we see him on the throne. Which
Yeah.
great scene, great music. By the way, all the trailer music has been great. I can't wait to hear Ludwig's soundtrack for this. Ooh, it's gonna be so good, so good. He's great. But yeah, I think it picks up right after that. And then Boba's like, "We've got to go get them." Why did I say that? Why did I say it like that? How does Boba sound? How does Boba sound? Um,
Like, Wilson.
I can't do it to Morrison. I'm gonna say it as Venom. Oh, we got to get those bananas. We gotta get those bananas.
Venom?
Yeah, it's Venom. Did I say Deborah Morrison? I did, didn't I? Am I bringing you on screen again, or there we go? Okay.
What? What?
What?
That is
What?
crazy.
It's a multiversal Alex.
I,
What?
I know. I'm
Uh,
I'm transforming.
yeah. Yeah. That's what I think happens. That's where I think it takes place. That's what's up.
Okay.
Question 9, Alex.
Hold on. Hold on. I need to pull question back up. Okay. Question 9. What flashbacks do you want to see? Because we know
Obvi-
flashbacks will be in the show.
Obviously, him and the Sarlacc.
Agree?
Um, I want to see some conversations with Han Solo, maybe.
Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No.
Oh, Cad Bane fight. If Cad Bane is in season 1. No?
Boba and Django bonding time.
Yes.
That's what we need.
You want to see Daniel Okay, Daniel Logan can't play him now, but
Get recast. Recast.
yeah, I could see that. Totally could see that. Um, I like that idea, but definitely the Sarlacc. By the way, do you think the Sand People are the one who saved him from the Sarlacc?
Yes.
Yes, because we see that shot in the trailer, and he has. I think. Do you think he was living amongst the Sand People during Mando 2? Do you think we learned that? Because I have that. I think he was.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's how we knew about it. I think he was a Sand person for a while.
Yep. Do you think?
Um.
Do you think he put on their mask?
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um. Bold prediction.
I don't think it's bold, but it's a big prediction. A season 2 confirmation.
Okay, got a couple. We take a little break with Boba stuff. Boba is recruited by. I don't think this is a big thing. Boba's recruited by Din. Season 3 of Mando is going to be about the reclamation of Mandalore. Okay.
I'm sorry. I have to agree. But is it bad that I think in season 3 they're gonna fail?
No, because I totally agree with that.
And I think that is where we're gonna see the death of Bo-Katan.
Let's go. Uh,
Wow. Oh my gosh! All I want to hear is when she dies. I just want to hear in the it is maybe a little subtle background or very loud. Just fuck that guy.
but my thing is I don't think it's going to be Thrawn on Mandalore, or it could be. Because I think Thrawn's first appearance has to be in Ahsoka, and Ahsoka seemingly comes out after Mando 3.
I
I
mean,
think
but can you? I think you can get away with teasing Thrawn for Ahsoka, like as a post-credit scene.
right, but all I'm saying though is Mando 3 comes out before Ahsoka, it seems like. So like you can't have Thrawn in Mando 3.
But that's the thing, though. Like That's also why I think they're gonna fail on Mandalore.
Maybe it's Thrawn pulling the strings, and he's not actually there.
Yeah.
I think they could do that. Yeah, I definitely think they fail the first time because I don't think. Or I like the idea you had where Bo and Din fight. I think Bo could backstab Din in that moment. Like Din thinks
Oh,
they're all united, but Bo's really not
um,
united.
or have a thing like have you played the Force Unleashed games?
I haven't in a while.
You know the cutscene when Palpatine walks into the bridge with
Yeah,
Vader and Starkiller, and they
yeah,
have that moment where Din turns around and Bo stabs him with the darksaber,
yeah.
and then have that be like the final shot. Just
Right.
have like a point of view shot from the helmet tipped over of
Yeah,
her claiming the sword of Mandalore.
yeah. And we think Din's dead, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that. I like that idea. And then my other prediction is, I think I don't know who's the big bad of the first season. I kind of think it might be Cad Bane. But
I think it has to be.
I think the second season we're gonna get a setup or like an idea of Han Solo,
Ooh, I was gonna say Bosk.
and Kira's gonna be the big bad.
Yeah, I think Kira is gonna be the big bad of the show.
And I think
That's,
Kira's gonna want Boba for the simple reason that he has a connection to Han.
mhm. Let me ask you, okay?
And
Sorry,
that's the ultimate goal.
this
She
just
wants to
came through
kill
my
Han.
head. Do you think in Star Wars there's exists something as powerful as the Infinity Stones? I don't know why this just came through my head, but it did.
I think we've already seen it, and don't think it's a material thing. I think it's probably the father, the son, and the daughter. I don't think
That's
there's a
just
material that's as powerful as that.
that's just the Force, bro. That's so lame.
Kyber crystals would be the thing most equatable to the Infinity Stones, and that's not even close. Right, yeah.
The light, the light to the lightsaber, the colors of the lightsaber.
Yeah, that's it. That's the most
No,
equatable thing.
I would honestly say Moment's helmet is more equatable to one of the stones.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so though, Alex. Do you think there's a multiverse?
Oh,
No.
almost no, no, yes, no.
Dude.
Let's also say this, okay? From what we know, not Kevin Feige, John Favreau and Dave Filoni have said in the past they do not want to do time travel for Star Wars,
Nah.
but they said they're open to it. So, because the reason why is because the fandom sucks. Okay, let's be real. Star Wars fandom, you all suck. I hate every single one of you, except
Included
for
me. Included
Yes.
me, yeah.
Yes, you're an Anakin Skywalker stan. I can't. You agree with his motives. You agree with
Okay,
Vader.
okay,
Just
okay,
like John
okay.
Walker. Just like
Okay.
John.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
joking. I'm joking.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but this is what I think. You remember the Starforge fragment or the Starforge from Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah.
I think that they could make those fragments of the Starforge just as powerful as the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. I could. Yeah. Okay. My thing is like Star Wars needs like a what if type of show where we just say fuck it, let's just have fun. For once.
Could you imagine the multiverse in Star Wars?
Oh my god, bro! I could imagine this like Obi-Wan as Vader or something like that, or
Yeah,
like just
Yoda as a Sith.
crazy stuff, bro. Like crazy universes.
It's just I don't like time travel. Star Wars doesn't fit time travel.
Star Wars, nah.
I think it fits the multiverse.
Yes, just have different. Just say they can't connect, but just
Yeah.
have these different universes. Yeah, I
I
agree.
think no, I wouldn't even say that. I think because I know what people are gonna say. Oh, the sequels take place in universe 3v1. No. I think what you have to I think what could work is that you could easily just say like in a what if Star Wars show, have the events play out like you know how they have the opening thing for what if like when they go over
Mm-hmm.
like Tony Stark like going through all of his events. Like even the events we don't like Thor: The Dark World and whatnot, those events
Right.
still happened. We have to acknowledge them no matter how bad they are.
Right.
And that's how it is for the sequels as well and the prequels.
Yeah.
No matter how bad they are, no matter how memeable they are, no matter how low the quality of the writing is, they happen. We got to acknowledge it. Fair is fair. So I think that could happen. I would really like to see that either the Star Forge be like the Infinity Stones, like with when they get all the fragments for the Star Forge, then like you can just wipe out like all the planets of the universe.
I'd
And
like that.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Like, because are you really trying to tell me that the Force is the most powerful thing in the universe?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Um.
I could also see something like that, like with like elements of the Force
Yeah.
and people being able to use the powers of the elemental force, and then
Yeah.
some all-powerful being can use all of them to basically become a reality warper.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Um. But we've gone for a really long time. I think this might be our longest episode. I
In
don't
a
think it
long
is actually.
time. In a
Yeah, but it
long
was
time it
great.
is.
It was really fun. That's gonna wrap up episode 48 of Wars in the Stars. You could find me on TikTok at Hand Me to Man. Um, and you could find me on Twitch at Take Two at Take double underscore two double underscore. You could find my sports podcast there. Alex, where can they find you? We don't plug our stuff, so plug it
Candy in my van on TikTok.
on.
I've recently started posting, okay?
Yeah. So
Also,
Alex
by
had
the
the
way,
genius idea of posting the Doctor Strange 2 trailer before it came out. He should have done that.
I
Put a
did.
spoiler warning.
I
Did you?
did. Have you not seen it on my TikTok page?
Are you lying
There's
right now?
literally like a 5 to 7 second spoiler warning, and you literally cannot miss it.
Dude, do I not? I just don't get your stuff on my For You page. Oh my god, it is on there.
It's literally the thumbnail of the video, and then it's like a long part of the video.
By the way, guys, Alex sent me the post credit scene on my phone, and it is in the worst quality I have ever seen in my life. You can
I don't
literally see the pixels.
I didn't think on YouTube the lowest quality setting that you can watch on. I didn't think you could go below that until I saw it.
And it's
But
because Alex has an Android, and it doesn't look bad. Like, credit it. Shout
no,
out Android, bro. Your stuff's gotten better, but like,
especially like after you saw it on Twitter and whatnot, and on the TikTok, it
but
looks good.
this on my iPhone, bro, it was
Sending it to iMessage was bad.
like I try opening it still, and I can't even open it like a normal video on my iPhone. It's like it starts to play, but it's like this tiny, and the audio was like cracked, and it's like, oh, it's a nightmare. It's fantastic
It
though.
was
It's the funniest
funny.
thing ever. Alex tried like 10 different ways of sending it to me.
And
Alex
then
also
landed on
recorded
Twitter.
Alex also accidentally recorded the first 15 minutes of the movie.
It was an accident, okay? I thought I was trying to take a picture.
You were trying to take a picture for 15 minutes?
No, I thought I went like, oh, picture. All right, I'm gonna put my phone down. I tried to like because I wanted to get a picture of like there was something that happened at the beginning of the movie. I was like, oh, I want to take a picture of that. So then I put my phone down, and then my phone was getting like really hot. I was like, God damn, like sweating really bad. I felt my phone. I was like, oh shit.
Ah, man, that's
Had
good.
a
All right,
had a
guys.
had a real Mark Ruffalo moment.
Yeah, shout out, Mark. There. That's gonna do it. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday. By the way, since Alex and I are both home, I'm just throwing this idea out there. Maybe we watch it together. Who knows? I don't know.
Yes.
Um, let's
Yes.
do it. All right. Peace out, everyone.
Right.